Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you the Providence Gundam from the Metal Robot Spirit line. So this is the one that I've been trying to get a hold of it in the UK, but unfortunately it's been sold out everywhere. It's been out in the market for a while, so it is kind of difficult to hunt it down, and eventually I managed to find it on an eBay UK seller, which is good, and I don't want to pay tax or customs, which is nice. I managed to negotiate the price down to 155, originally from 175, which is good. And the thing is, most of the seller in Japan are trying to sell it for over £200, so I thought that's a bit expensive because the £200 plus is definitely for metal build line, not metal robot line. That the reason why they're smaller, there's less features on it, and the metal build lines are bigger and more premium, better paint jobs, and so on and so forth. So for me, metal robot line shouldn't be paying more than 150 or 160 maximum, I would say. The only figures in my collection that is more than the £160 is the Akasumi, the golden Gundam, and that was unfortunately I got hit with the custom. So yeah, everything else is definitely less than £150. Even with the deliveries and everything, that's still £150. Now, if you look at the Cubo website, you can see on there. So they actually sell for these Gundam for about £130, £120 for the new pre-order that which I made, and some of them are even like £100, which is reasonable price, I would say, because they are only about 5-6 inches tall. Metal build lines are about 7-inch tall, so there we are. Anyway, so this guy come with a lot of effects and accessories, which is kind of interesting because it's not something that I used to have. In terms of size wise, it's the same as the high V build. Basically they're both beasts, and now this come with the this one giant beam saber. He doesn't have any other small beam saber like any other Gundam, because most of them have always 2 beam sabers in every Gundam. This one only have one, which is in this hand, and this hand you can actually swap it, and either this left or right you can actually move around, or you can put the guns on the other side if you want to. That's also fine. So that is a convenient and flexibility in here. Now the thing is, the problem with this figure is that these rear jetpack, that is massive. It's not only massive, it's also quite tall as well, so it's really high and it doesn't even fit on the camera. So I'll zoom out here and you can see how tall it is. Now the beam effect, as you can see, is quite big as well, so it's the same as the almost the size as my figures. And if you look in the gun and the beam sabers effects are exactly the same height, and so is the jetpack at the back. It's quite big, so they're all about the same height as this beam saber. So that is crazy, and because of that it doesn't fit in my display cabinet with the rest of the Gundam collection, because this is really tall. So this one has to be on the other cabinet where all the big guys are, with the metal build lines, and they're all about 8 inches tall, shelf space. So this one actually fit in there, unfortunately. So this kind of odd one out, I have to say. But nevertheless, it really is an awesome figures, and I'm really impressed with all the stuff that come with it. So let's look at the box here, so you can see a little bit ideas of what we're looking at. So you can see the figure itself is awesome, and it has all this drone or the rocket or whatever you called it. I called it as a drone, and they can all detachable from this round circle backpack here. And then they all put in with the these fire effects on the blue one, with the translucent pack here, which you can actually hold it at the back and make it look really awesome effects. But the problem is take a lot of space, and it would be nicer if you have it on a dynamic stand, which is they always have it on a Gundam, because Gundams are supposed to be in the air, right? So they're always in the air, and you can see how many translucent pieces here, and there are quite a lot of them. So and this is the piece that you actually put into it, and then you just put it at the back of the round circle thing, and then attach with all the blue part, which is really awesome. So I'm going to show you very quickly on what it looks like. So here is the those are translucent pieces for the fire effects. Now the thing is, they are all different size, okay? So which is kind of interesting. If you take it out and put it in one of these pieces and it doesn't fit, then you know that you are putting a wrong one. So if you look at this one, for example, right? So the piece here, the pack on this joint is really big and this one is very small, right? So it doesn't fit, and you know that you're putting the wrong one. Now you got another one here, you got circle, you got thinner pack, and then you got thicker one, and so on. So they all fit in with a different size of drone. Okay, so that is a really awesome part. Okay, so if I try to put these guys in, so here's the one of the drone, I took it up. So if I pack it in, and that's it, so it will goes in there like that. Okay, so look at this is really cool. And then you have these little holes here. This is where the translucent part where you can actually articulate and move around however way you like, and which direction you want to point it in, and so on. And you got these little pieces here as well. So this one will go with a bigger hole. So this is gonna go with these two. And all you gotta do is put it in, and this one is loose. You can tell this doesn't fit. So if it doesn't fit, you're using the wrong one. So if you use the right one, it will fit perfect. It doesn't drop anymore. So there we are. So that's one cool thing about Bandai. So they actually try to make sure that everything fit around it to the way that they actually supposed to do. So this is a cool design from them. So there we are. If I try to show you the figures up closer, and then you can see a bit better. So if I put this one back, and it's very easy to do. You just push it back in, and then you just put the top part. Very easy. And so what you got here is that these pieces are actually, you can articulate it around if you want to, but these part you cannot do anything about it. It can't fix. Only the small one in the middle you can actually move around. If I show you the figures up close a little bit here, then you can see the paint job is awesome as usual. There is some writing and stuff around it, which is nice. And you got, I don't know what do you call it, air vent or something like that. And then you got this hand is actually go with the beam saber that I was talking about, which is like this. And that will be really long. It's crazy. Like it's like that, but because of take a lot of space, so I don't want to use this one. And then you can move around at the back here as well. So the gun is huge as well. It has a little bit articulation part, which is like this little piece here. And also you can make the guns to go like this if you want to make it putting on the you know, like holding like a rocket launcher or something like that. So that is also possible. So you got quite a lot of different posability here, so it is really incredible. And then also you got two small drone here. So let's count how many drone in here. You got two here, and then you got two on the sides. So these are all drone. You can actually move around, and you can articulate it as well if you want to. So you got four here for a small one, and then you got two big one and long one at the back. This one easily detachable. These pieces you can come off easily, and you got massive jet whole pack here as well, but this is one part together. And then all these pin here that you see here, you can all take it out. So you got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 drones in total, and that is insane. Now if you put this one in this blue pack, and you can take this out, and that's where you put a translucent piece in here. It's incredibly cool, but the problem is it take a lot of space around this figure, and you're gonna need a lot of space. And that's the thing about Gundam, because they are so cool and they do in the air, and they do a lot of fire effects and all these things. So if you have a massive display cabinet or display area, Gundams will be really awesome in the shelf, because you can see from the far away and all these pieces are flying in the air, and it looks really, really nice. But unfortunately, I don't have that kind of space in my cabinet, because I'm trying to get a lot of figures and try to fit all in the two cabinet here at the moment. So because of that, I don't have that much space. Otherwise, I could put it on the air flighting post. Now anyway, so you can see the paint job and everything else is exactly the same as every other Gundam that you see. Now another thing that I have to tell you about the pack here on the bottom. Now most of the hot toys and stuff that you see here, they always have these crouch grabber, or the waist grabber, whatever you call it. It's basically massive claw that you hold the waist and hold it in the air. Now that is kind of ugly, right? Because you can see that giant, you know, black claws in your waist, and also it will damage the figure over time, right? So this one is really smart, because you just have to pack it in that little hole, and you won't even notice that it's actually there. It doesn't have any of the impact on the actual figure itself, which is really nice. So all you gotta do is put a one stick in there, and then that's it. It will just stay there, and then you can pose however way you want in the air, and it doesn't look ugly at all. It's really, really nice. So that's one thing I like about Gundam. All right, so it's not like Hot Toys. They are very different product line, a different style. Of course, they all have die-cast, skeleton and die-cast joints, and everything is solid. Build quality as usual. This is a Bandai quality, so everything is incredibly nice. So there we are. I hope you enjoy this, and then I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.